morning.
Good morning. Ann and I are having trouble. It's Monday. I mean, for us, it's Monday. For you, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday for you.
For us, we're recording this on a Monday, and it's apparent that it is.
It's very much a Monday.
I mean, we're like trying to do our swoop on our hair, and Ann started fussing with the hair before we even started recording, and I'm like, okay, get it out of the way.
Yeah. And my microphone was up in the air instead of here, and then it wasn't plugged in, and then I had all the tabs open.
But you know what? I'm going to start talking about this right away because I'm kind of intrigued with this. So I got intrigued with your triangles, and you mentioned it's a free pattern, and I do have the pirouette shawl pattern linked down below in the video description. But I'm like, I want to knit triangles because, I mean, I don't really wear shawls, but I want to knit a scrappy triangle blanket. Yeah, and I thought I should be able to do this. And so I started, and I'm just doing a little garter stitch triangle using kind of the pattern as a guide.
Mm-hmm.
And look at these cute little needles I have. These are from Brickhouse Fiber Arts, and they have little houses, and they're like 6-inch number 2s, and they're hexagonal. And I love them. And they're great for your little scrappy blanket projects. But they also have fantastic circular needles that are hexagon, and the cables are amazing. The cables are like, I'm not affiliated with these people, but I did meet them in Dallas, and they're lovely, couple of women make needles in their garage with a machine that and the cables are like stainless steel, no memory, swivel at the base. They're fantastic.
I love a stainless steel cable. Let me just tell you, they are the best of all the options. It's like a stainless steel braided
Yes.
thing, and they're fantastic.
Lovely.
And I was going to ask you, did you notice that the pattern specifically says to use circular needles? And I don't think it matters. It's Monday, everyone.
I mean, I was just using it to get started with my triangles. And
no, it's fine. But I think it's because I haven't, you're supposed to read through your patterns before you start, and I have not done that. But I think that when you start your second strip, because you're knitting everything connected, I think they want you to have a circular for how you pick up when you're joining in 2 dimensions, two of the 3 sides.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I love those needles, first of all, because right now you just need little shorty ones as you're doing the
triangle. But they're not DPNs because they have the house, so nothing will slide off.
Yeah. And I went looking in my straight needle collection for some straight ones to use, and I did not have them in that size or length. So I was disappointed, and I did just go to a circular needle for mine.
Yeah. So fantastic. And Brickhouse Fiber Arts, I forget what state they're from. I want to say Alabama. Maybe I'm wrong. They're going to be at Scenic Stitches.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, ooh, I'm going to pick up a few more things from them because I'm going to be there too. Hooray.
That's great.
On that note, class registration is live.
Yay. Everybody hop over. Again,
Link
if you're within a 12-hour driving radius, then you should go and be in Jana's class.
Yes. Fun.
From Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee is the center point. That's where we're,
February 1st and 2nd.
February 1st and 2nd.
And we will organize a Purl meetup. But I mean, it's going to be informal. It'll probably just be like in the hotel lobby, and we'll sit around and knit for a couple hours and visit.
That works.
Or the hotel bar. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Or there might be a little alcove seating place in the convention center someplace. Well, I mean, we'll figure it out. So stay tuned for that.
Excellent.
I'm excited. Yeah, that was a happy Monday morning surprise to find out that the classes were live. One of my patrons actually messaged me and said, I just registered. And I'm like, oh, yay.
Yay.
Yeah, because I was watching football last night, and I did not notice when the class registration went live. I didn't know. So
they sprung it on you.
They did. That's okay.
That's exciting.
Yes.
That's very exciting.
Did you have a good weekend?
I'm going to go with yes.
Because I can't remember.
Because I can't remember now what I did. I went grocery shopping yesterday.
Okay.
I had like a whole list of things that I was going to do yesterday. And I ended up on Marco Polo with a friend of mine for like 2 hours, just back and forth, not constantly. Like I would Marco Polo her, she would Marco Polo me.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's an app. It's an app where you can you start videoing a message to your friend and they can log in. They get an alert that you're messaging them on video and you can log in and start watching it before it's even done.
Okay.
And then they can message you back. So it's kind of like texting, but you're just talking and video.
Okay.
And I don't use it for anybody except for my friend Jenny. She and I, she's the only person I Marco Polo with. Otherwise, I just text or I'll send a voice memo. But that's how we communicate. So we were back and forth while I was like doing random stuff around the house.
Yeah.
And then I was going to clean, but I realized that we had run out of every cleaning product except for window cleaner and toilet bowl cleaner. And you can't use that for everything. So I had to go to the grocery store and get more cleaning stuff.
I use vinegar and water for a lot. A lot.
I mean, that's congratulations. That works.
I'm just saying, it is cheap and it works.
That works. I like my scrubbing bubbles. I'm trying to kill the planet. Look, I'm really good with other things. I'm really good about, I wear natural fibers. You
like your scrubbing bubbles.
But I like my scrubbing bubbles because I hate cleaning a bathroom and it makes it very fast. And then I woke up this morning to snow.
Oh, I know, and I was saying I'm so jealous about that.
I will grant you that snow is better than dust. So I can understand why you would like snow, but I was not pleased. But it was low enough amount. It was just 2 inches. So I was able to basically just go push it off the driveway. It took a half hour. It wasn't bad.
That's nothing. That's not even worth.
It basically was my walk for today, was walking back and forth, pushing snow off the driveway. So,
Right.
And I would have left it, but we're supposed to get rain later. And I don't think it's going to be warm enough. Like it would have become ice, So I just wanted to get it cleared off.
Yeah. I saw some funny thing. I can't remember where though. Maybe it was on Instagram. Arne and Carlos, the Norwegian knitter guys. Mm-hmm. So funny. Somebody posted, I mean, it was them originally because someone's filming Carlos and his pattern of shoveling the driveway. And it's not really very methodical. And I mean, I was just transfixed by the just random way that he went about it. I must have watched that like more than once.
Mine is also very random because we have a really awful driveway. Like there's a big area now that's all broken up.
Oh, and our sidewalk's messed up like that.
And then there's other areas that have dips and other areas with cracks. And so if you're going straight across, you'll get caught on the crack or, so so I have a whole pattern worked out that I do as well. I have a method. There's a method. I figured it out. So
I'm just excited that you had snow. I looked at the long-term forecast and we have nothing in the forecast for like the rest of the month. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. So over the weekend, we had high wind warnings, which turned into actual high wind, sustained of like 60 some odd miles per hour.
Oh, wow. Not even
on the interstate that runs north. The wind blows from the west. On the interstate that runs north and south, they have all the warnings. Like if you are a truck driver with a load of toilet paper, don't do it.
You're too light.
No, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is now an Amazon trailer dumped over in the median. And I'm like, well, that's a bummer. And then someone
ordered cases of toilet paper for their family for Christmas and that whole truck.
Who knows? And now there's a camper that's dumped over on the shoulder with all the camper stuff strewn across the prairie. I'm like, that's really a bummer.
That is
like the Amazon stuff, is probably insured and, I mean, I hope the camper was, but it seemed to be kind of an older, I don't know, bummer, real bummer.
That is a bummer.
Check the weather before you go. No, before you go. It's Wyoming. That's a thing. That's what they say. No, before you go. Call 511. Did you know that 511 works all across the country? It's not just Wyoming.
Is that a traffic advisory or weather advisory? What is 511?
The road conditions.
Oh.
where when you call 511, it connects you to whatever, thing that's closest to where you are. And
Uh-huh.
like, since I'm kind of on the border between Wyoming and Colorado, it'll say for Colorado highways, hit 1, and there's a menu, and then you can type in the highway number you want to know about. And, you know,
And you're good.
for winter travelers, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do it. 511, folks. 511.
That's your public service announcement for your Monday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday now.
It's Tuesday. Quit living in the past, Jana.
I know. It's not 1974 anymore. So I'm excited though. I went out and about in the wind to go get my kid. So one of them is home. So that's fine. So there will be family board games before solstice. I'm excited about that. We
That's
might have to
nice.
start a new jigsaw as well.
Nice.
So
One of the things I put on my wish list this year, and I don't know if anyone actually got it for me because I went and took it off after multiple weeks.
Oh,
but it was a jigsaw. So we have a dining room table in the room next door to me that gets very little use these days because we used to host dinners like once every other week or so. We'd have people over, and we don't really do that anymore. Thanks, COVID. But the just fell out of the
so
habit.
this
Really.
practice died and never came back.
And pretty much. So we do our puzzles in there. But every now and then we'll have a puzzle out and I'll need the table for something, and then there's puzzle all over it. So I found on Amazon they had this big puzzle board.
Yeah.
That spun.
Oh.
No, it didn't fold. It would spin. And also it had drawers on all 4 sides that were skinny, so you could pull out and have more room for puzzle pieces. So you could close it up and then take it and like slide it under a couch or something to get it out of the way. But in the meantime, you could like spin it around and do another corner, what I was like that.
Go put it on your bed while you have company and then bring it back out as soon as they all leave.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that is absolutely genius. And I put it on my wish list for the family gift exchange.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I took it off, but I saw it. I went back to look at my list and I was like, oh, does my family need to know how much of a nerd I am? I mean,
yes.
Yeah, they already know.
Well, yeah. Why is it secret then?
And I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I don't know. And I took it off.
Well, I want the link. What if I want one?
I'll look for it. I'll find the link on Amazon.
Send me the link.
It was $89 when I first picked it out. I think that's what it was. It was $89 for it at first. So definitely a splurgy kind of item, but also the kind of thing where it's like, if someone bought this for me as a gift, I would be so excited, but I wouldn't buy it for myself as a gift, as for like $89,
You wouldn't for the family?
No, I'd be like, we could just use the table. I just talk myself out of it. So
I know what we did is,
but then the discount came off, and so then it was $99, and I think that's when I was like, oh,
yeah,
not for
So here's what we do: is my husband has a big piece of like masonite, that thin particle board stuff, masonite, but it's smooth on one side. That's what we use. That's what we use, and I think it has some paint splatters and whatever on it, but we don't care. Yeah, it fits like an 18 by 24 puzzle. And I mean, I know it doesn't have the drawers for the pieces and all the fancy spranchy, but you can pick it up and
and
move it off the table when you need to.
Yeah.
And then we cover it. We have like some old ratty, like crappy beach towels. And then you got to put that on there for overnight because cats.
Yeah.
And they love puzzle pieces, especially the one that chews cardboard. Yeah.
That reminds me, we have an experiment coming up in our household. With
Ripley?
No, well, partially with beef stroganoff, the calico cat.
Oh.
So when Abby got beef
is a girl?
Calico cat. Beef is a girl. Oh gosh. So she had to have the cat in order to apply to have a cat in the dorm. You couldn't apply and get permission and then go get the pet. You had to already have the pet. So about halfway through summer, she found beef and we got beef. But because she was like being transferred and then like 6 weeks later, she was going to have to be transferred to a dorm room, we were like, just keep her in your room.
For now.
And she had come from a shelter, so she was used to like small,
Yeah,
confined
okay.
space. So
Okay.
she was fine and it was fine. And then she went to her dorm room, and her dorm room's actually bigger than her bedroom at home
Oh,
because it's actually like the master bedroom of a former apartment.
I see.
'Cause
Okay.
the school bought this apartment blocks and
Yeah.
converted it into dorms. So then when Abby came home when my youngest came home for Thanksgiving, she brought beef along with her and had her in the room. And at that point, the room felt very small. Like beef was a little stir crazy with the amount of space. So we were like, okay, well, you can leave the door open and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, with Ripley.
Yeah. And Ripley was very excited to meet another small furry person. Beef was tolerant, but also Beef didn't have a lot of interest. She sort of came out on the landing, but she wasn't interested in going down the stairs. She wasn't.
Yeah.
And so now, and so we talked it over as a family, and we're like, well, when you come home for Christmas and you're
Right.
home for like a month,
Yeah.
You should probably keep Beef in your room at nighttime, but the rest of the day, she can just be in the house, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We have never had a cat as a family. I grew up with cats, but our family has never had cats. And we have a psycho puppy dog. So
Well,
I'm
but I feel
really
like
curious to see how all of this goes over the
Beef,
holidays.
yeah, I mean, I think Beef will slap Ripley a time or two, and there'll be some boundaries established, and it'll be okay.
You're probably right.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Beef has claws. It'll be fine.
So that's coming up. That's coming up soon. That's Saturday. Well, Beef will be home Saturday, and this will be the first time she really has like free range of the house. So we'll see how it
Dynamics
goes.
will change.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So, have you for sure decided you're not going to do the blanket knit along?
I wouldn't say for sure, but probably not. And not because I don't love you, but just because everything I have going on, and also the master's degree this year. Like this is I'm going into my last year of it. So
okay, unless you get on Game of Wool.
Yeah, but I haven't heard from them at all. Like I really think that I was an instant eliminate.
Maybe the ship sailed already.
Yeah, I'm not counting on that at all. So
okay,
it would be a lovely surprise.
Well, yes, but I understand. I get it. All right.
So I probably will not be.
Okay.
I talked to a couple people today though who were excited about it and are looking forward to doing it. So
like they're in it?
Yeah, like they want to do it. No, not Game of Wool. You're knit along. Sorry.
Oh. Woo! Okay. You switched gears on me there. Okay.
Sorry, I switched back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I need to wind my yarn and kind of get myself set up. Because like I mentioned, Berroco is sending out the pattern a couple weeks early to stores so they can knit samples or, get started. At least I don't think they're sending out the whole thing early, but a couple blocks. So people, because a lot of knitting stores are going to have classes that correspond with this.
Yeah.
So that totally makes sense. And then they're going to email it to me as well. So I can begin with the video process. So I'm excited about that. There's lots to do.
That is exciting. Yay.
Well, do you want to open your day 17 first package?
Yes. And I want to just do a quick correction for this one.
Okay.
Because I don't know what colors are coming up.
Oh,
right. But I said last time that this color was the only one that hadn't been in the box yet that I got from Stash. And really, this one is also a Stash color that I had already from Becky. So these two we have not seen in the package yet. And I wanted to say that because I don't want people thinking I'm working ahead if we happen to open some that are orange.
Oh, I see. Right,
Be
right.
like, Ann, you cheater, you know?
That makes sense. I understand that. Yeah.
I'm going to open, we're on day 17, right? Yeah, okay. This one is Becky's. I'm opening Becky's first. Ooh. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, wow. What
It's
is the
called,
name of
it's
that?
Bog Asphodel on a white base. And so it's like a orangey corally color.
Yeah. What? I don't know what that means.
Asphodel, Asphodel. That reminds me, I didn't pick a winner. So while you open yours, I'm going to go and pick a winner. I will say I have not been to the post office in over a week. So if you're still waiting,
Okay.
then it might be that you got one of the big packages and I just haven't been to the mail yet to mail it.
Okay. That's all right.
So I have a winner, and then I forgot last episode to announce one of the winners.
Mm-hmm.
I've already contacted her and her stuff's gone in the mail, but I forgot to say on the episode because I'm organized. But so last time I should have said that the winner was Laura LH05. So
Yay.
congratulations to Laura. And then the winner for today is Pokey Makes. Pokey Makes. So I have not messaged you yet, but I will leave my window open so that I make sure to.
And do that before. Yep.
That.
Excellent. I am knitting my heel for the second sock, but I am caught up on the first sock. So okay,
Nice.
so the color you saw last was this green here. Looks like the Jamaican flag.
Yes.
So are you ready to see what's next?
Yes. Show me.
I do not understand.
Light green, or are we back to the yellow?
I think it's kind of the yellow, but it's not quite the same shade as the bumblebee yellow. It's not quite the same shade.
Okay,
So we'll just keep knitting and we'll see. It's kind of it's more of a pale yellow green.
Okay.
So we'll just have
What if one day the color is dark gray and you just keep pulling and pulling and pulling because you think it's the intermediate color? And then it turns out that day was dark gray.
I don't think that will happen. By design, I don't think that will happen. But I'm knitting the second, right now I'm knitting the second heel flap on this, getting this sock cut up with this sock. So then I'll be together. But what I really need to be doing is fixing my mother's slippers because I still haven't done that yet. She kind of wants them back.
Yeah. So we are going to another maker today for the Shetland Hogmanay box.
Yay.
Rippy, rip. And you may have guessed, if you knew, from Mackenzie's farm shop, that our next maker is Aister which is made by the people who also do Mackenzie's farm shop. And it's their natural white, which is giving glare. There we go. There's the better.
Lovely.
See? So today, because we only have one of their colors so far, today's another knitting catch-up day.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll get our second color from them and we can start progressing forward.
Start on the next section.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So it's knitting catch-up for me too. With my heel.
Nice. Oh, that was another thing I did yesterday was I just watched shows and knit for a while and it was delightful.
Did you watch anything good?
I finished watching Chaos on Netflix, which is not family viewing, but it has a very interesting premise where the Greek gods are still the prevalent gods. It's the modern day, but the Greek gods are the gods. And there's like the fates still give people prophecies when they're born. And like, so it's all like, can you alter your prophecy? Are you bound by your prophecy? Does free will involve, like, how does this all play together? And it ends on a cliffhanger and they didn't renew them.
Really?
So I was really, I don't know, to be honest. I honestly
Mm.
don't know. But it very much was like, oh, like
Okay.
surely one more episode is coming where they're going to wrap it all up. And then no, that was the end of the season.
Hmm.
And I was a little disappointed by that.
So I wonder if it's based on a book and you could just do that instead.
Yeah, I could poke around and find that out. So I watched that. I watched It Ends With Us, which was a very controversial movie that came out this year because it was marketed as a rom-com.
Oh.
And it's really about domestic abuse.
Oh.
And so you get like well into the movie and there's signs through the movie and then it kicks in that way. And so there were a lot of people who were really upset about that. Understandable, like absolutely understandable. But I'm here to tell you, I watched the movie knowing, and it still was just kind of like an okay movie. Like I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as like, you got to go see it.
Yeah.
So I watched that too. And as I was doing all of this, I was working on my Jody lace section of my Jody shawl.
Yarn chicken.
Yeah. And it was a yarn chicken miracle, Jana. There was a yarn chicken miracle that happened.
Tell us about it.
Okay. So
that was weak.
It's cold out, and so my little chicken heart just doesn't have the oomph that it normally would. So, okay. I don't have it with me. It's still upstairs, but if you've been watching, there's that transition period where you do a few rows of the one color, a few rows of the next, alternate, and then you end up with the new color. So I was doing that last night, the light brown to the white. And I had a little ball this big as I went into the last stripe. And I thought, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to risk it, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my cheater yards. That's what I call it. When you hold it from your chin and you just like,
because not everybody's is a yard.
Not everyone's a yard when you do that, but it gives you, it's a unit of measurement unique to you that you can use.
It is your arm length.
Right. So I did that. I did, and I got 13. Right. So I was like, okay, if I knit the first row and I have 6.5 or more left, I can do it. Otherwise I'm gonna have to frog back, or I'll just deal with it, because I'm the boss of my knitting. I heard a friend once say.
Right.
So I did the thing. I had 13. I got to the end of the first row and I only had 6 left. And I was like, okay, so I don't have enough to finish the second row.
You only had 6 arm lengths left?
I only had 6. So the first row I did took 7 arm lengths. And I only had 6 left. And I was like, I do not have enough to do this. But my decision was, I'm just going to go ahead and use it up and I'll be short and I'll just switch to the white for the last bit of the row. And
you'll punt and see what needs to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished the row.
How?
I don't know. It was a yarn chicken miracle. I had like a foot left, probably 10 inches. I had about 10 inches left at the end. So I don't even, I think that my arm lengths, I must have been not exuberant or not as exuberant, or anyway, the consistency wasn't there with my estimation, or it was a yarn chicken miracle.
We'll go with that.
Let's go with that. Yeah. Hooray! But anyway, I'm on my last color. I think I have 22 more rows to do. So like 11 more times out and back, something like that.
Okay. Cool.
It's like a whole, it's like 40 minutes or something to do out and back.
Really?
40, 45 minutes. Yeah. Cause it's getting long, the curve of the, so it's taking, I'm like, oh, I'm so close to being done. But then you sit down to do it and you're like,
no, not really.
Here forever. And it only did 1 row.
So I started watching a show you could watch while you're doing your rows.
Okay. Tell me.
Well, I mean,
ready to write it down.
Well, I mean, if you're the kind of person who wants all the episodes to be out so you can binge the whole thing and not have to wait, then maybe you want to wait.
Okay. What is it?
because it's on currently, and I'm caught up now. I have to wait a week until the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's called The Agency, and it's on Showtime and Paramount Plus. And it has Richard Gere as like a station, like a CIA station chief. And if you haven't seen him in a while, he's totally white like me. His hair is totally white. Yeah. So, but it is Richard Gere. And then let's see, there's a couple other people you might recognize, but then there's some actors that I did not recognize that are maybe new and upcoming talent and I thought were really good. So there's that. So I think I've watched 4 episodes and now I have to wait. So it's enough to see if, watch the first one couple and see if you'd like it. It took a little to get into for me, but now I'm kind of sucked in.
That's good to know. I try and give shows 3 episodes before I'm like, that's just not for me.
Yeah, I give them 2.
Yeah. That's good to have a recommendation because I have been having a hard time finding stuff to watch. So, and even like last night and the night before, I've been watching shows. I went to Google and was like 2024 movies streaming. And gave me a list of like all the movies that were produced in 2024 that you can stream. And they're almost all horror or horror adjacent thrillers. And I could be making this up. You know how my brain is, Jana. But I think I read somewhere that people are more likely to go see a horror movie in the theater as opposed to waiting for it to come out at home because it's an experience to go do it with their friends, basically.
Well,
so horror movies are like the horror genre is getting more and more popular as theaters and production companies and stuff are worried about declining profits.
Yeah, they're competing with COVID. Netflix. Right.
Yeah. So a lot of, so there wasn't like a ton of options really. At least not many that were streaming yet.
So there's one I watched lately and I'll have to find the title or you've seen it already. And it's about this young woman, I think it's in New York, and she starts dating a guy who she doesn't necessarily realize. In the beginning, she doesn't realize he's a Jewish rabbi. And she's not Jewish. And
I've never heard about this at all.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Yeah. I'll look it up and I'll put the title.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Because I was looking for comedies last night and I ended up with Chaos, which is,
and I'm not sure
it has funny moments, but it's not a comedy. And it ends with Us, which is decidedly not a comedy.
I'm not sure if this one was episodes or a movie. I can't remember now, but I liked it and it was funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have to report today.
Yeah, because I messed up and I have to tink now. So I better get going.
That's sad.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right.
Adam gets home today. Yay! So, Yay. But I have a bunch of errands I'm hoping to get done before he's home, just so they're done.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
Okay.
Hey.
Bye, guys.